X3D chips are all the rage right now, and some of them are really hard to get and really overpriced, so what about building a budget X3D system?
Today we're building a gaming PC around the 5700 X3D, one of the most affordable X3D CPUs you can buy, and this build is sponsored by our friends at Okinos, and their Cypress 7 case rocks a very beautiful wood paneling design with a bunch of airflow baked in, and it's a very affordable case. We love Okinos, and I'm glad that they sponsored this video. We'll talk more about this case later on, but this PC for 750 bucks is going to be really awesome. Let's go over all those parts and how it's going to look.
So the star of this is going to be the 5700 X3D, like we talked about. This is an 8-core 16-thread, and it has that special 3D V cache, which helps with quite a few programs out there, but especially gaming. You can get a little bit more performance out of the X3D versus the non-X3D version, especially in those esports titles. So this is going to be a really awesome CPU, and I'm excited to see our 3D Mark score. And coming in at 140, it is very affordable compared to that $500+ 9800 X3D. Now originally we were going to be using this cooler here, the A400, but the only thing we don't like about it is it's a little small, and in a full-size case like this, it doesn't look quite as good, but 20 bucks is a really good deal and it would work fine. But we're going to be suggesting this cooler instead that we had on hand. This is the ID Cooling Frozn A410 DK. The DK means it has 2 fans. The A410 means that it is a 120mm full-size tower. So this one is closer to the $30 to $35 price point, but it's going to cool this really nicely and it's going to look really good. For the motherboard, we got a full-size board. This is the MSI B550A Pro. It's important to get a full-size board in a full-size case like this. It's going to fill it out way nicer. It's going to look a lot better. It has the most upgrade path available, and coming in at 105 bucks, it's a pretty good deal because it's a nice board. You actually do get your 2 4-pins. You get 4 RAM slots. You have a few expansion slots with PCIe. It's Gen 4 ready to go on the PCIe Gen 4x16 as well as Gen 4 on the M.2 slot. So awesome board. Next up, we have a 1TB Gen 4 SSD coming in at around $55 to $57. We opted for the Klevv brand, the Klevv Kraus, and it has some pretty good speeds, a read speed of 5,000 and a write speed of 4,800. So pretty good speeds for a pretty cheap drive. Next up, we have some Corsair LPX RAM, and we opted for 32 gigs because when you have a pretty good CPU and GPU combo like this, honestly, these days, 32 gigs is kind of a no-brainer because we paid $48 for it. And because of that, honestly, going down to like 16, it will save you like 10, 20 bucks, but getting some pretty good 3600 megahertz CL16 DDR4 is definitely worth doing.
Now for the graphics card, we went with AMD here with this RX 7600 we picked up for $249. This is the most budget option from XFX. Now, I do have to mention, we're recording this video the day the B580 from Intel was released, and that card seems like it's gonna be a really good option at this price point. So if you are building this now, in the future, or whenever with that card out, definitely consider that graphics card as well. We should have a build guide at some point on the channel once we get our hands on one of them. But for the time being, this is a really awesome GPU still, and I imagine these are probably gonna get even cheaper if AMD is gonna try to push these out while the B580 is at its price range it is. Now for the power supply, Segotep 650, 80 plus gold, GN650 if you want the specific model name, but 650 watts, plenty for this build. This build will probably pull, I don't know, like 250 to 300 watts at most under full load. So really a lot of headroom here for upgrades in the future. And when you have an X3D CPU on that AM4 platform, you can go with a pretty high-end GPU and not deal with any bottlenecks. And shout out again to Okinos for sponsoring this PC build. We've been really loving the cases they're bringing to the budget sector of the market, which is our specialty, and the Cypress 7 is no exception. Coming in around $90, this full-size case comes with a lot of airflow. We got 4 pre-installed fans, 3 up front, 1 in the back, with good ventilation, with of course that very popular wood paneling design up front. It's a very good minimal case for those who do not like RGB, and as you can see with the parts we selected, we decided to go pretty much anti-RGB with this one, so it's going to be good for you guys at home. In terms of the port layout, we have USB-C, 2 USB 3s, a combo headphone jack, power button, and reset button. We also have support for more fans right here. If you remove this panel, it gives you access to the ventilation panel on the back panel right here, so you can install your radiator right there, or just more intake fans if you want even more airflow, but we're gonna stick with the stock configuration for this build. And also, you can get fresh air to your power supply from this basement right here. And with plenty of room for cable management, this case overall, for those again who want a very minimalistic design and don't want to spend a ton of money on a high-end case, you'll be very happy with the Cypress 7 from Okinos. So definitely check that link down below for this PC build, or really any other PC build, because Okinos has a ton of cases, and hopefully we'll be doing more builds with them here in the future. But shout out again to them for sponsoring this build. So let's go ahead and put this entire PC together so we can have the Cypress 7 shine in its full glory, and then from there we're gonna play some games and see how this combination of the 5700 X3D and 7600 perform together. Let's get the build. All right, guys, we're kicking things off with Fortnite, 1080p DX12 unlimited frame rate, far view distance, low textures. We're playing some OG Fortnite. We'll drop the salty springs here, but in theory, this is where the X3D CPU should shine in this situation, because with the X3D V-Cache, we should have no problems getting much higher average frame rates, as we've seen with other X3D CPUs. So this would be kind of the debate to see whether it's worth going with this CPU, the 5700 X3D, and going AM4, or going AM5 with the 7600. Really, I would be okay with any argument for either one, but I'd be curious to see what the FPS is like right now in a game like Fortnite that is very CPU heavy. And also, elephant in the room if you're watching this video, and we're gonna try to have a build guide out as soon as possible. We went with the 7600, but the B580 does exist from Intel, which is definitely a GPU I would consider at this price point if AMD doesn't lower the prices of their GPUs, and I think the 5700 X3D would be a really good pairing with it. Trying to get some shields, but we're getting 300 plus FPS on a PC that is 750 bucks. Beauty of X3D, especially with this deal that you can pick up from AliExpress. Oh, got that. Whoop. We hit those. Let's run away, run away. Yeah, no, this ain't too bad. I mean, we're getting into the 200s, I say jokingly, 200 FPS, oh no. But it's still running very well, very, very smooth. I would say, yeah, if you're playing Fortnite and you want to get the competitive advantage of like a super high refresh rate experience on lower details, definitely considering something like one of these X3D CPUs from AliExpress would be a good option. Nice. Really? Peekaboo. Two-hit wonder. Sounds about right. That's it right there. That's the goal. Nope, it ran away. Not my lasagna. Yeah, shout out to Okinos. The Cypress 7 with the included fans is doing a great job keeping this system nice and cool. And yeah, it's a really fun case to build in. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna do it. But hey, GG's guys, GG's. Hey, this runs really good. Really good with the 5700 X3D. Let's try a more GPU-bound game and run some other tests.
All right, guys, we are queuing up into Warzone on Black Ops. We're currently running 1080p, and we are running the balanced preset with no upscaling at all.
All natty, baby.
Are gonna see what type of FPS we get.
Yep, all natty. And as we're seeing, similar to Fortnite, our capture card's bugging out, bro. As you're seeing, with the GPU, just the same thing with Fortnite. 100% usage on the 7600, which gives us a good sign that that 5700 X3D can definitely handle a better GPU. And it's not like we're getting bad FPS with this GPU at 100%. It's still very good for the price point.
Yeah, it's definitely a really...
Whoa, whoa.
Oh. It's definitely really good for that, for the 1080p use case, for sure. But that's what I like about the 7600 is, and we've tested it, you really can stretch into like light 1440p, especially if you're cool with upscaling. Yeah. And on top of that, you can even do like some entry-level streaming with this card. This thing's like full auto. I don't even need it.
Yeah, what's going on? Oh, we're...
Oh my god. Bro,
where did you come from?
Ping, ping, enemies. Oh god, there's one on the roof. Dude, this team is peas in a pod.
They are.
I'm gonna stick with
them. They're one big unit.
I'm gonna stick with them. I've never had randoms like this before.
What? Why was your other teammate like...
I don't know. The guy was like spam pinging too, and like the teammate just did not turn around.
Armor plate, armor plate.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. My aim is special. I got scared though. Oh yeah, this thing has a lot of ammo. Let's see, this is gonna always be double LMV kind of guy now, I think.
Oh, that doesn't work.
Please.
What is happening?
Oh, the water tower broke. My water broke. Is that freaking Rocket, bro? Wait, why is he like human sized? All right, I think that's my time to call. Yeah, I just got killed by a giant rocket, and it wasn't a missile. But yeah, 150 plus FPS for the most part. 17 gigs of RAM usage. I went with 32, but this is a really solid system for the price.
Yeah, let's benchmark against some other games, see what its limits are. But shout out to Okinos for sponsoring this build. The Cypress 7 did a good job keeping it nice and cool. Let's benchmark those other games and see what happens.
We just got done benchmarking the $750 X3D gaming computer, and I would say that for this being like entry level, it is definitely well above that. The fact that we're able to play any game we want at 1080p and get respectable FPS and even do some entry level 1440p is pretty cool.
And the other benchmarks we did to test this PC are really good as well. We ran Blackmyth Wukong 1080p medium settings with no FSR. We got a 64 FPS average, a max of 75, a minimum of 17. Spider-Man Miles Morales high settings with no FSR, got 100 plus FPS at 1080p. And that 3D Mark score was 10,705, which is a 7 Simper point score, giving this thing pretty good price performance. The debate of the 5700 X3D versus the 7600 is definitely one where you could go either way and be pretty happy with the results, but it was cool to see what the 5700 X3D can do, especially when you buy the CPU from AliExpress, and save a lot of money doing so. So if you're gonna build this PC yourself, check the links in the description down below. They will be affiliate links. They will help us out. Shout out again to Okinos for sponsoring this video. Check out the Cypress 7 and all the other cases they have to offer because they have a lot of awesome budget cases. And let us know down below what you think of this PC.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
If you've always wanted wood in your gaming PC, this one will be for sale at PCBros.tech.
Some people crave wood, and this will satisfy that craving very nicely. Use code ToastyBros on checkout, you'll save 3% on your next purchase, or use some of our holiday discount codes we're running throughout December. It's almost over, guys. You gotta take advantage. See you guys later. Goodbye.